Hamza was right again, unfortunately. I just joined Hamza's community again because the value I gained from his YouTube channel was so fucking huge. So Hamza was right again. Remember when he said in one of his videos, if you don't come together with a girl who is also improving herself every single day, you will outgrow her soon. You can't force her to do good habits and quit the bad ones. Guess what happens to me? Quick disclaimer, I don't want to shit on my girlfriend with this post. She is a sweet and very kind girl, but more and more I realize we are just not really matching. I'm writing this post because I need your opinion on this topic. Should I end things with her? Should I sacrifice this relationship to go all in on my sport and personal brand, or should I stay and wait to see if it gets better? Okay, so he's writing a post today to ask for advice on if he should stay or leave with his girl. So now he's giving us some information here. We've known each other for 3 months and we've been in a relationship for 2 months now. At the beginning, I was blinded by love. I've convinced myself that she's an 11 out of 10. By the way, this phrase right here is the danger phrase. Whenever I meet a guy who's in a relationship he shouldn't be in, he often says this particular wording right here. No, Hamza, she's an 11 out of 10. Obviously, it's illogical. It's 10 out of 10 is the maximum, but they say it to emphasize like, no, you don't get it. She's so high quality. I've said it about a girl too. My brothers even said it about a girl. Like basically when you're in a relationship with a girl who's more like a 5 or a 6, but you're just kind of anxiously attached to her, usually you might end up saying a phrase like this, like she's perfect. She's an 11 out of 10, because that means you're not being logical. If you're being logical, you should look at your girl and be like, oh my God, yeah, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. Overall, she's like an 8 out of 10. You should say something reasonable, which is actually like legit. The moment you say something like, oh, she's an 11 out of 10, she's a 10 out of 10, it's like, no, she's not. You're just kind of saying that because you don't have the balls to admit what her characteristics and her quality are actually like. And it's completely fine to yourself, obviously not to your girl, but to yourself and to like your sort of male friends, your role, your mentor or whatever, to say, yeah, my girl's, I'd probably say she's about a 7 out of 10 right now, but she's doing so many good habits that in a year from now, she'll be like an 8, and a year from then, she'll be like a 9. That's the perfect situation to be in. If you're being honest and you think to yourself, okay, I'm with a girl who's actually like a 5 out of 10, and then you think, oh, but you know what? In a year from now, she might actually be like a 4 because she's doing bad habits. So that might be what's happening here. I convinced myself that she's an 11 out of 10, even though Hamza warned me about that. Now I'm beginning to see her red flags because the intense feelings are slowly fading and I'm constantly reflecting on my life. So please take this first piece of advice I want to give to all guys here. You are on self-improvements. You're going from Jeffrey to Adonis. You're becoming more attractive to girls. You know how I hyped it up on my main channel that like this path makes you attractive to girls? Bro, I was fucking right. Of course I was. You are becoming more attractive to girls when you're on this path. You're going to the gym, you're looks maxing, you're building up confidence, body language, building up self-respect, you're getting away from porn. Of course you're becoming more attractive to girls, but here's the danger zone. When you've been on self-improvement for a couple of years, you'll start to attract girl after girl after girl, but they will not be the quality that you actually really, really want. But they're the girls you can get right now. It's like the marshmallow test where you can have 1 marshmallow now or 2 marshmallows later. And basically every guy I know takes the 1 marshmallow now. And you start dating a girl who's currently at your level, which sounds fine. But the problem is 3 months of following Hamza later, 6 months of following Hamza later, you're at the next level. She's at the same level. And everyone, all the good boys will tell you, no, but you can grow with your girl. But I'm telling you as someone who has helped a lot of young men, growing together is extremely rare. Usually what happens is one partner is growing and the other thinks they are, but they're really not. And if you're watching this, you're going to be the partner that's growing. So you might need to do what's happened to our friend here and start considering to maybe even leave the relationship. So let's see what he says. I'm constantly reflecting on my life. She's extremely addicted to her phone. Sometimes when we're having a conversation, she grabs her phone because her male schoolmate texts her. So she's got male friends. You know what? I want to be honest and I want to let you in onto my life a little bit. There was a girl I really, really liked and I've been with for a long time. And the moment I found out that she had a male friend, I picked up all of her stuff and put it outside of my apartment. The moment. I refuse to be the kind of guy that is with a girl who has male friends. It's as simple as that. It is never good for you, for your mental health, for your relationship. I just give you my word 100% of the time. It is not good for you. It's not a benefit to your life. And the reason why she has male friends is because she's keeping options open. If you saw the text that they have every now and then when you scroll up on that text page, she's going to be flirting sometime. She's leading him on. She's giving him the thought that he has a chance with her. And if you're a man with two testicles, like if you're a man like Adonis, or you're getting to that point, don't accept a relationship like that, bro. Just think of it this way. There's girls who would literally just want you. There's girls who wouldn't want another man in their life, who would respect you more if you actually said to them like, I'm not okay with my girl having male friends, and she'd be like, thank God, finally, like a real man. There's girls who actually want you like all to themselves, and they want you to have them all to yourself. Why settle with a girl whose values don't align to yours, and who wants to have like this male female social life and stuff? Because by the way, look, people are all free to do what they want. If a girl wants to be friends with loads of guys, she can absolutely do that, but then you can absolutely choose to not date a girl like that. And I would 100% suggest to you to not take a girl seriously if she's texting guys. I'm telling you, it's just never worth it. 100% of the time you will regret not following my advice here. I give you my fucking word. If you're like thinking about this right now, being like, holy fuck, but my girl texts guys, I give you my fucking 100% promise. Like, look at my fucking face, I'm being serious. You will regret continuing to take her seriously. I promise. It's just a headache, and there's no way out of it other than ending with the girl. If you try and like get angry and make her block him, you seem insecure, and I promise you, the moment you guys have an argument, she will unblock him, and a lot of the times she ends up fucking that guy that she told you not to worry about, even to the point that it's almost like a meme, like the guy she told you to not worry about, because it's fucking true. She's fucking texting another fucking guy. It's like, stop listening to all the modern day fucking BS. Feel and act more like a caveman, and you would just think that's wrong. She can't have like another primal fucking man who would clap her fucking cheeks given the chance. So please just don't fall for any of this modern day BS. They'll call you insecure. They'll call you manipulative, controlling. I am the one person who's going to be on your side, and I'm telling you the truth. It is a sign of a woman who is not worthy of a relationship with you. Let that woman get into a relationship with like a Jeffrey guy who's kind of attractive, but he's still like a Jeffrey. He's not learning about masculinity. He's not leveling himself up. Let those women with these male friends get into a relationship with those type of guys. You're a guy on self-improvement. You're a guy becoming like the top 1%, top 0.1%, like that Adonis archetype we speak of. You deserve the best, and you shouldn't settle. Honestly, like just think about this. Imagine, like, I think I commented on this post, but I'll tell you what I said to him, because I know this member of our community actually in real life. I've met him as well. He came to Bali, and I commented and I said, like, so that's your level of ambition, the greatness you could have achieved, and this is like the level you're going to stay at, is like, yeah, I've got a girl who's like, she's not all that good, and she doesn't really grind much, and also she texts guys that I really, really don't like. That's the level that you're just going to play at then for the rest of your life, right? Of course not. You're an ambitious guy. You deserve the best. And why settle before that? She grabs her phone because her male friend texted her. That's another problem. And then randomly goes on TikTok or Instagram and scrolls for a few minutes. Yeah, that's a bit cringe. It's not like a extreme red flag as like promiscuity is. A girl sleeping around talking to guys. That's the single worst red flag possible in a girl, is that she's like having guys around her. But this is still a red flag, not because... Actually, you know what? I was going to say this is still a red flag, not because of the primal kind of stuff, but just because, it means she's like a bit of a Jessica. But you know what? Think about the primal stuff, the primal, sexual related red flags, right? They're the worst ones by far. Like, she's texting a guy who would fuck her given the chance, right? Well, you know what? Scrolling is actually, in a weird way, still a primal red flag. You know why? Can you think of why it's like actually pretty serious in terms of the sort of primal sexual aspects of a relationship? Because when she scrolls, she inevitably will see like hot guys doing thirst traps and everything. And she will inevitably, this is what happens with social media, she will compare them to you. 100%. I'm telling you, it's the truth. And also, her her opinion of what is attractive will be changed by what is currently the trend on TikTok and Instagram. So imagine she's not even being like a real human being. Her values and her sort of interests will change based on what she sees going viral, because most women are kind of like herd creatures. If they see like a certain kind of guy is being like really liked in the sort of internet culture, she'll start to act like she likes that guy too. Do you really want your woman to be brainwashed like that? Really? I personally think if you want to, this is my extreme opinion, if you're dating to get married, like if you're dating to have children, look to your woman and say, I want you to delete all of your social media and I want you to have only your family and like me and your couple best friends on your phone contacts. If she shows any resistance, most likely not like a wife quality girl. And the only caveat is maybe if she uses the social media for her work, business, whatever. I actually, this was one of the big things, you know, with my ex-girlfriend. Remember the one I put on my YouTube a lot? And me and her split up like last year, right? But one of the things I really admired and respected about her was I met her, and then, you know, I was like doing my YouTube thing and she was watching my YouTube videos, and I made a video about Instagram and saying that, you know, it's so bad for you and people scroll and they turn into retards, attention span, whatever. And she sent me a massive paragraph like saying, oh, you know, the video you made, it's so true. You know, everyone's on their phone, because she was like a girl who like wasn't using her phone that much. And then I told her the truth and I said, I'm actually kind of disappointed that you've got an Instagram and you use it the way that you do, because her Instagram was just, it wasn't like complete thirst traps, but she was looking like sexy in the picture. Like, you know, she wasn't like pushing her ass out or anything, but she was like, you know, she was living in like Thailand, so she wasn't wearing much clothes. So it wasn't complete hoe Instagram, but it was basically still hoe Instagram, you know what I mean? So I sent her a text saying like, yeah, I'm disappointed that that's how you use it, to be honest. She sent me another massive paragraph and she said, oh my God, you're so right. I didn't even think of it. Your video, your text made me realize I've just archived all the pictures. I made my profile private, and I think I'm going to delete the profile as well. I was like, wait, what? I went on her Instagram and she literally had like deleted or archived wherever all the pictures. And I was like, holy shit, like that's fucking based, right? And I swear from that moment, she didn't have Instagram, she didn't have Snapchat, she had WhatsApp and, you know, like texting and stuff, of course. She had like 6, 7 people in her contacts. Like that's a woman who's showing you like, yes, I am literally like I am committed to you, and I also understand how bad the modern world is for a relationship. I'm not stupid. That's the level you want to get to. And the thing is, like, this is partly with the girl. So, you know, props to my ex who did this, of course. But honestly, this is actually more to do with the guy. Not just, you know, building yourself up to be rich and to have a six-pack, whatever. But when you're like a strong-minded guy, when you think to yourself, no, 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 either it's my way, like what I think is right, or I just don't want to be in a relationship with someone like that. You're able to like look to a girl and say something like this, like, I don't like the way you use Instagram. I would prefer a woman who doesn't even have social media. And a girl will like you so much because you've just got balls and you've built yourself up through self-improvement, that some girls, not all, will actually think, holy shit, like he's actually right. I'm gonna fucking like delete my profiles and whatever. And I'm telling you right now, every single time that you like a girl who doesn't do that, which is basically every girl you meet, right? Because how rare is it that a girl would delete all social media just when she meets you? So basically, all girls you meet, I promise, social media is a cancer in your relationship. It allows for quick and easy flirting. Like the scrolling on TikTok and Instagram is really bad because they get influenced and brainwashed to like a certain kind of guy, whatever. And it's also just bad for the brain, bad for ambition and stuff. But also, when you have social media, when you have Instagram and Snapchat, there's so much casual, easy flirting that happens on there. You know, where so like a guy likes their Instagram story and he casually mentions something, and it's so easy for her to reply and say, "Oh, thank you. You know, how have you been? I just made some money." Welcome, Isra, for joining our community. By the way, top link in the description if you want to join this community. We've got courses, and it's an awesome place to be if you're serious about self improvements. So I think almost every relationship these days is very negatively impacted by social media. By one, the damage it does to people's brains and the comparison that they make between relationships and everything. But by two, that it's so easy for guys to message her and so easy for her to reply back to messages. If you've never like grabbed a girl like that you're into, like a girl that you're in love with, grabbed her phone and opened up her Snapchat or Instagram, I'm telling you right now, basically any girl you do that with, like imagine the relationship you're in today or the relationship you're in next year or whatever, I promise you, it will fucking hurt. You will see so many guys in her DMs. You will see so many guys in her Snapchat. And she'll tell you, no, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. I promise you, it's not nothing. You wouldn't, like, guys like us wouldn't see that as nothing. She sees it as nothing because in the realm of social media, it's okay to flirt with like literally 10 guys per week. Modern women don't find that crazy, but guys like us with standards do. So if you're looking to date extremely seriously, consider that being like one of your non-negotiables. You and her don't even have social media. Like, why let that shit impact you? And by the way, this is for you too, right? So I'm talking about, she's got to do this, she's got to do that. Motherfucker, you better delete these fucking apps as well, right? You like right now, the truth is most guys aren't attractive enough for this, but you'll get to a point where you're fucking sexy. You've got to a point where maybe your business has grown, you've gotten some clout, whatever, and girls will be messaging you too, and it will happen to you, and maybe you'll be scrolling. It's the same as like, we stop watching porn so that we can show up better in relationships. So we want a girl to not be watching porn, to not be addicted to social media, but we've got to make sure we're bringing the version of us that actually attracts that kind of girl. So if you're not using social media for business, by all means, bro, you fucking delete it. And when you meet a woman, say to her like, oh yeah, I would never get into a relationship with a girl who has those apps. And a lot of girls will look at you like you're a fucking psycho controlling freak or whatever. But I'm telling you, a lot of women will be like, oh my God, yes, I've always wanted to delete it. They've just been waiting for the strong masculine guidance, and you could actually be that guy. And imagine how nice it would be to genuinely, like, bro, think about this, genuinely be in a relationship with a girl who doesn't have any social media, any guys on her phone. She literally has her family and you in her WhatsApp, like, in her contacts list. Of course, that girl can still go cheat. Of course, she can walk out on the street, find a guy, fucking go fuck behind a tree, of course. But a girl who's willing to commit that much shows you, like, oh, bro, she's really taking herself off the market. So scrolling is bad, but I think the whole philosophy of being a person who uses these apps is bad. The only disclaimer, there's two disclaimers I'd say to that is, one, if you're a creator and you're using these apps for business, like what I am, and two, if you're using these apps for genuine education like you are right now. Like, think about it. This video you're watching, it's technically you're consuming content, social media, whatever. But this video might genuinely change your life, right? Think about it. I've maybe changed one belief that you've had in your mind, which is huge. So you're watching like this unedited, low dopamine. It's not like very, bullshit internet type of stuff. This is like a good use of the internet, good use of social media learning. My Instagram is similar to this as well. My like main YouTube channel, there's varying levels of dopamine edits and whatever. But like if you're using social media to genuinely learn, fair enough. But the truth is most people aren't. Even if you ask a girl and she's, like, oh, but I learn things on TikTok. But the influence can still be there. So just be wary of that, and maybe both of you eventually should quit. I quit scrolling on Instagram and consuming brain rot a few weeks ago, good man. And every time she shows me a meme, I get pissed off. Yeah, fair enough. She doesn't do a single good habit. Holy shit, massive red flag. She doesn't do a single good habit. So basically, you have a deprecating asset here. You have like a liability. You have like a car that keeps on lowering in value whilst you keep compounding in value. That's extremely unfair. So she doesn't do anything. Reading, meditating, cardio. I train 11 times a week. He actually does, and he's fucking jacked. He looks like a fucking, like Hitler would be fucking proud of him. Look, look at that. Hitler would be fucking proud of this fucking specimen, right? He's fucking tall. He's like 6'4" as well. Look at his fucking physique. And when he says, I train 11 times a week, he's not exaggerating. I know he does because I've met this guy, right? Have a solid diet and morning and evening routine. I read, journal, and meditate for 10 minutes every single day. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but she's doing none of that. This is the great problem of guys like us. When you get onto self-improvement, especially like you're on some of the earlier stages compared to what I've got to, you'll be starting to attract normie girls, which are some of the first girls you're getting in your life. Problem is they're not on self-improvement, and I promise you, within 3 to 6 months of like meeting a girl and falling for her, you will realize you've surpassed her very much so. 5 years from now, for you, 5 to 10 years, is when that kind of slows down. Now, when I meet a girl, 6 months later, we can still relatively be on the same level, because once you've already built the body, once you've already got a business, once you've already kind of checked those things off, they rapidly change your life. But once you've got them, it kind of, stabilizes a little bit like that. And also, once you've become a really high value man, really much of like a winner, you've got the clout, you've got money, you've got the finances, masculinity, the physique, all that. Then naturally you're meeting girls who actually do that stuff as well, and they take their training extremely seriously. They eat clean, they know about seed oils, they even know about femininity. They get like feminine coaching and stuff like that. So then you're meeting girls who are growing. But please just mark my words here, don't take any girls seriously who are doing none of these habits at all, because I promise you, within 3 to 6 months, you will have surpassed her, and you'll have to go through this like heartbreaking, distracting kind of period to get rid of her. She doesn't have any friends except her schoolmates. I'm her only safe place now. That maybe sounds sweet to you, but I want a girl who has at least a small social circle, without any male friends, of course, and who has something going on outside of school. Yeah, a lot of guys who are quite insecure and quite weak, they want a girl who's got no friends at all. And I don't blame them, because I used to be there as well. When you're quite insecure, weak, and quite anxious, you don't want anyone to have any influence of your girl. So you think, okay, well, if she's got no friends at all, then she can just be all mine and no one's going to pull her away from me. When I was a weaker man, I used to want that as well. I found that as you get really stronger and stronger and stronger, you start actually wanting to meet a girl who's actually got good friends. The problem is, when you're at the weaker level, like you're closer to Jeffrey right now, the only girls you're meeting who have got degenerate, retard, Jessica friends. So naturally, you would rather her have 0 friends than Jessica friends, and I would agree with that. You don't want a girl who's got Jessica friends. You want a girl who's got no friends. That's like one level above Jessica friends here, like friends, no friends, good friends. Good friends are people who are good people. Maybe they don't scroll like crazy. They don't go out and drink and party, and they're not degenerates. Maybe those girls are in long-term relationships. One of the things I'm gonna give you an extremely detailed, specific tip. Does she go out with those friends? Because you can meet a girl who seems kind of cool, and her friends seem kind of normal. In fact, she'll say like, "Oh yeah, all of her friends are married, or they've got boyfriends or something for a long time." But then, this was a certain case for me. There was this girl I was seeing, and she said all 3 of her best friends are in long-term relationships. So I was like, okay, that's a really good green flag. But they were also the friends that she had during her time where they were traveling, and they were all getting dicked, basically. They were like traveling together, taking trips, and she was single. So I said to her, like, okay, when you took those trips, obviously you were like dating some guys. And she went, yeah. And I said, these girls were next to you, right? And she said, yeah. So I said, like, so they're not real friends. And she was like, wait, what? What do you mean? I said, well, look, these girls were next to you when you were fucking casually, when you were fucking guys that you knew were not going to be like your husband. And they would have promoted you to do that. They would have like kind of hyped you up a bit. So they're not real friends. Like, they literally added to your deterioration of value. Of course, a woman's not going to understand this. So she was like, no, they didn't even tell me to. It's like, no, yes, they fucking did. Imagine a girl's went on holiday with her friends, and that girl is going to sleep with like a guy she meets there. Of course, her friends are going to be sort of accepting it and, saying, oh, you're going to go meet Jack today. Oh, you're going to, of course they're going to mention it, right? So be careful that like, basically like a invisible sign of the type of friends you want your girl to have is they've never even been out together. Like, the friends literally don't go out. The friends haven't taken drugs together. They were all wearing makeup to go dance next to guys and stuff, because you know why that's a problem? Even if those friends have now matured and, her friends have gotten into relationships, because those friends will every now and then go on a night out, leave their little gay little boyfriends at home, and they'll take your girl with them. They'll all go out together, right? So friends, like girls who have went out together, will continue going out together. They'll tell you, I don't really go out, but they'll still go out like 3, 5, 10 times a year. When you don't ever try and mention this to a girl, because they just don't understand this fucking masculine logic, but just that's an extra little point that's not spoken about enough, is you want a girl who's got some good female friends. Ideally, that's the best case scenario. But of course, you don't want those female friends to be hoes. And the weird thing is, you don't want them to be ex-hoes as well. Like they all used to go out and party together. Because those girls, I'm telling you, will be so much more likely to go out and have a little bit of a hoe kind of experience again a few times a year compared to the girls who have never done that together. You want your girl to have friends. The problem is, most girls in general are just low quality hoes going out, sucking, fucking, whatever. So if your girl does have friends, the probability chance is that her friends are hoes, which means that she's also a hoe. So this is why a lot of guys would rather a girl who doesn't have basically any friends at all. And I don't even blame you if that's how you feel, because the space can be very tricky. You can meet a girl you thought was a good girl, then you see that her friend is a bit of a hoe, and then you realize, because you're not a stupid man, you realize, oh shit, if her friend is a hoe, that 100% means my girl is a hoe as well, because her friend is currently dating or getting fucked by a guy who looks at your girl thinking, oh yeah, my girl, she has friends that are hoes. Don't you ever think that you've got the one non-hoe out of the friend group. Don't you ever fall for that. Don't you fucking fall for that. Any guy who's like been there can comment right now and back me up on this. Don't you believe that you've got like in the friendship group of these girls that you found the girl who isn't the hoe, but all of her friends are? Because I'm telling you right now, some other guy's fucking or dating one of those other girls that you think is a hoe, and that girl has told him the truth, and he thinks your girl is a hoe, and that, oh my God, my girl's got all these hoe friends. I'm telling you, if there's a single hoe in the friendship group that you know of, they're all hoes. Don't fucking fall for it, honestly. So ideally, you want her to have good friends, but yeah, a lot of girls just don't have that. I'm slowly getting the feeling that I'm her therapist. She's got generational trauma from her parents, and most of the time when I'm not with her, she feels sad and stressed. Yeah, this is the kind of energy that you don't want in a person, specifically in one of these like relationships when you're quite young, you're in your early 20s. If you've got an amazing woman and she has a period where she's struggling, that's completely different. But if you're meeting a girl who literally is depressed and then is doing nothing about it, stop trying to save her. You know the phrase, don't you? Like, what's the song like? Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Like, stop it, bro. Stop trying to be Captain Save a fucking hoe, right? If she's doing nothing to fix it herself, she doesn't want to. She's fine. And also, that also just means that she's a fucking low-tier human being. She's got pain and she's not even doing anything about it. So a lot of guys will disagree with me and say, no, you should help your partner and stuff. No, but if you're in a new relationship and you realize, like, this is a sad little girl and she's just depressed all the time and stuff, and not in like the cute feminine way where sometimes she gets unhappy because she's hungry or something. But she's got like mental illness. I'm telling you, it's never worth it. The type of guy that you are who's watching this, you are like a smiling, happy, energetic guy. I know, because I've gotten you onto the same path as me, Jeffrey Tweed, on his self-improvement. I know that you randomly will start like smiling and getting happy because you're the type of guy who goes to the gym, you've been building your physique, and you just get hopeful for the future. Imagine meeting a girl who's like that as well. That's what you deserve. Not a girl who's all sad like we used to be like 3 years ago, 5 years ago, before we got onto like self-improvement. Fuck that. To a certain degree, I'm happy to give her mental support, which is nice of you, fair enough. And that's what I would suggest as well in a relationship. But if there's someone who's just not changing, that's not your job, that's theirs. But in the end, she's the one who needs to fight her problems, not me. Yep, completely agreed. The only person she's meeting outside of school, apart from me, is her fucking male classmate to do some schoolwork and hit the gym together. Wrong. So wrong. Male friends, I'm telling you, every single time you think it's going to be okay, I'm telling you, it will bite you in the fucking ass. Every time. I guarantee this guy leaves this girl, they will try dating. I guarantee it. It is always, like, it is 100% guaranteed. The male friend is just so much stress and anxiety for you. Don't take a girl seriously who's got male friends, who speaks to a lot of guys. I'm telling you, it's never worth it. Those girls are literally showing you that they aren't like girlfriend or wife material. By all means, you can have some fun with those girls. Go on some dates and stuff, knowing that she's got some male friends, whatever. Okay, fine, have some fun. Keep her as like a bit of a friend. Okay, sweet, I understand that. Don't make a girl like this your girlfriend. Before you fall in love and before you make a girl your girlfriend, and certainly before you make a woman your wife, make sure she doesn't have male friends. I'm telling you, There is no gain in it for you. You're literally just choosing a lower tier, less attractive woman because you're showing that you respect yourself less. In the next 10 years, I want to grind in my sport, I want to become a pro fighter, and grow my personal brand. And now I'm realizing that going into a relationship with a girl who's not 110% supporting my mission and doesn't live the same lifestyle as me is hindering me from achieving my goals. Yeah, 100%, bro. You should either have a girl who's a pro fighter or wants to become a pro fighter as well, so you're in it together. Like, I know a few couples like that, and that's fucking cool as fuck. You know, they corner each other for their fights, they get into fight camp at the same time and everything. Or you have a girl who's like your cheerleader, your biggest supporter, and it's not like, you know, she just lets you have sex with her and you know, like the basic shit like that, what like any girl can do. She literally genuinely changes your life by how much effort she puts in to help you in your mission. That's the level. It's not just like you know, what he's saying here is I'm missing workouts, content, and sleep because of her. This is the lowest level, right? But most guys will be like, oh, yeah, what I've got is really good. With a girl just kind of doesn't distract them from their goals and they get to have some sex and the girl's kind of funny sometimes. You want a girl who fucking adores you. That when she walks into the room, she's like, oh my God, like you're a genius. You know, that thing you texted me before, you were so right. And I saw that thing that you, like, let's say with content, right? I have a girl who's like this who I was posting on my Instagram stories a lot a few weeks ago. I was like testing like a style of content. And then she came to I just got another sale. Malik Bench, welcome to the community. Top link in the description, boy, by the way. Top link in the description. You can join the community, ask questions like this, courses, whatever. And yeah, so she walks in, and the first thing she said was, "Oh my God, you're like a marketing genius." Like she didn't even say hello, and I was like, "Oh, what are you on about?" And she was like, "Your Instagram stories. I wish I had the confidence to just post content like you. Like you're just on the treadmill. Have you been getting more sales?" And I said like, "Oh yeah, like we've been getting like 50 sales a day from this program." And then she was like, "Oh my, like that's insane. I'm so happy for you." That's the level you want. This same girl, bro, she will literally text me like ideas for content. Like text me, you know, like, "Oh, you should make a video like this." That's like, now we're talking. Now that's a girl who's not just like, you know, detracting from your goals, like is the case for our friend here. Most guys will either have a girl who's like this, who's a detractor, or a girl who's like this, who's just kind of like just in the middle gray zone. I think you shouldn't settle until you've got a girl like this. The girls in the middle and girls down here, you know what's the problem with them is they will fill up your time, your mental space, like he said here, like the contentment space, the sleep and everything. Your mental space and time and thoughts will go towards those girls that will take you away from finding a girl who's actually up there. Find for a guy like this, find a girl, like I could be wrong about this. I don't look too much into like internet celebrities or whatever. Find a girl that seems to me like Conor McGregor's wife or girlfriend or whatever. This girl here. So when he was like poor and up and coming, she helped him. She like drove him to the let me see, like old days or early days or something. She's like driving him to the thing. She's looking after him. You know, she's like hyping him up and everything. And still to this day, she has seen like the rise and the fall of him. And still, you know, she's had children with him. She's been loyal and everything, even though he's like been a dog basically. But like she supported him from those early days. I could be wrong about this, by the way. Like I said, I don't look too much into details of this type of stuff. But if that's the case, like that's the kind of vibe that you want. You want a girl who's like, you know, she's genuinely really your cheerleader. Not just that, you know, she texts you every now and then and it's a bit basic or whatever, but you literally can see tangible progress to your goals because that person is in your life. You should be able to say, I literally did that. Like she literally does this thing for me. This vague kind of thing of like, yeah, you know, she doesn't really get in my way. That's fucking bullshit. Leave that to the fucking Jeffrey little loser normies, right? You want a girl who's like absolute cheerleader and also helps you a lot. Let's say, for example, she cooks the meals. She even drives you to the fight gym because you don't want to drive after sparring or whatever. Like she does all these things. Let's say you're a content creator like me, and she gets like video ideas for you, and she tells you stories that you could tell, and you know, like she's really helping you with shit, right? Either that, or you find a partner who has also got similar goals as you. So she isn't much of the cheerleader, maybe she is in some ways, but for example, she's fighting the same fight. She's a content creator as well, let's say for me. Maybe she's a pro, or she wants to become a pro fighter as well. Naturally, that might be more of a masculine girl, but of course, in the bedroom, you'll still make them feminine. But it's quite nice to have someone who kind of understands the game, right? So I want to grind my sport and I want to grow my personal brand. And now I'm realizing that going into a relationship with a girl who's not 110% supporting my mission and doesn't live the same lifestyle as me is hindering me from achieving my goals. It 100% is. I'm missing workouts, content, and sleep because of her. Probably that's not fully her fault. I just have too much going on right now to be in a long-term relationship. This is a phrase I say quite often, which is like, it's not the fault of the woman in this situation. It's your fault. You have to take responsibility, because that's the truth. But here's the thing. This stuff is happening because of her. So even though we have to take responsibility and we're not really going to blame anyone else, let's say we've been fucking up in our diet because recently we got into a relationship with a girl who eats like quite a lot of junk meat food and we've been eating it with her. Everyone online will say, well, it's your fault. You should just, fix your diet anyway. But what I would tell you is the truth. Welcome, Gabriel Jolly. Like I said, boys, top link in the description, you can join. Every time I get a sale, I'm always like so fucking hype, man. It's fucking awesome seeing more guys join. We're almost at 1,900 members inside the community. So it is technically your fault, your responsibility. But if it happens because someone's in your life, then you have to make the decision whether or not to remove them from your life. Everyone online, like if you made a post saying like, oh, I got a girlfriend and now I keep cheating on my diet because I hang out with her and she wants to eat ice cream. Everyone would blame you and say like, oh, well, it's your fault. Just don't eat the ice cream. But what I would tell you is, yeah, but listen, like you're eating the ice cream because you're spending time with her. So try to not eat the ice cream when you spend time with her, but maybe this is just someone you shouldn't be hanging out with. Like there's people that if I hang out with them still, me at this level, I will eat junk food, I'll take drugs, I'll stay up late and everything. And everyone would say, well, you should just not do that. But the people you're around create a massive impact in your behaviors. So you can try and keep that person around, but not do the same vice as them or whatever. But then you're just not really sharing the same experience as them. Or you just don't keep that person around. And that's often the way better idea. So it's not her fault because you have to take responsibility of your own actions. But to do that, you've got to basically remove her from your life. One thing that I also got from Hamza that really opened my eyes and see all these red flags was the following phrase. If your girlfriend were your male friend, would you still spend time with her? The brutal truth is not at all. This is a good question. For any guy who's in a relationship, ask yourself this. If your girlfriend was a male, would you spend time with him? If, for example, he was a guy who didn't do a single good habit, and also he was depressed and sad all the time and he's got no fucking goals and stuff, would you hang out with him? Fuck no. It's only because like we meet a fucking female that we're like, oh, well, I give her more lenience. Fuck that. Fuck that. In fact, the girl of your life you should have higher standards for the girl of your life than even male friends, right? The truth is, you have to know this. Most women you meet are going to be extreme loser Jessicas. Most people in general, right? But the problem is, like, as you get to a certain level, you'll attract a woman who's like, a little bit below you. So you've got to this level right now, which is great. You're building yourself up, but you're going to meet girls who just aren't really on self-improvement. They've got no fucking goals, no ambitions. They're doing nothing with their lives. You don't want a person like that in your life because if they were male, you wouldn't spend time with them, which means that if they're female, you shouldn't give them the benefit of the doubt. You should have higher standards for the woman in your arms than the male friends that you might casually hang out with. And if you wouldn't hang out with her if she was a male friend, you wouldn't even spend like one day with this like fucking loser, then don't do it if she's your fucking girl. What do you think about this topic? Am I too harsh on her? Should I end things or should I stay with her hoping that it gets better? And he did a poll here with two options. Break up with her ASAP. Wait, maybe it will get better. And this is what I fucking love about our community. Usually a poll would have like this is obviously the right answer with this, of course it is, but like, it usually have like 20 pussies. Oh, I love women, whatever. I fucking love that we've got no fucking pussies because we're not, look, no one is against women here. We're just against partnering up with a low quality woman. That's the case here. And I'm this should say one now. Yeah, literally not a single fucking person voted for the pussy answer here. Fuck yeah. W's in the chats for that, boys. Let's read over some of the comments. Go Guli Hermi said, read your own post again. I think you already have your answer, brother. You're better than that. Bro, she's hitting gym with her male classmate. Come on now. You're a man of self-improvement. You don't need to settle for that. Yeah, and this is a fucking... Bro, like, male friends and stuff gets all fucked. Training with males. I know I sound like a controlling little asshole. Please, I've never said this before, so that, like, if this video must be like an hour long. So let me tell you something right now, okay? Every day I go to the gym, and the gym I go to has like these classes that you can do. The classes are unisex, like men and women. And one of the classes that happens to be on at the time that I'm lifting weights right next to where the class area is like an acrobatic kind of class where basically you will learn how to like, jump into the air and do these like crazy things. Like acrobat is kind of like where imagine a guy will pick her up with one arm, her arm is there, and she's kind of like doing a handstand on his arm. Like crazy circus shit, right? And every day I'm lifting weights and I look over to that room and all I can think is, bro, haram. Imagine. What kind of person do you think in acrobats, I briefly explained it to you, but what kind of person do you think you would need for the bottom part of the pillar? A strong alpha male caveman type of guy, a big guy who can easily toss girls up into the air, hold them by their hands, stare into their eyes. And I'm telling you, you should see the girls who are in this class. They are literally bouncing around from like fucking high testosterone alpha male to the next caveman style guys, like jumping up into their fucking waist, wrapping their legs around them, getting thrown into the air. These big fucking guys are stretching their legs out and everything. I would be seen as like insecure for saying that that's like wrong. I think the entire world is fucking insane. That it's me on one side and basically the entire fucking world saying, nope, Hamza's insecure for this and we think it's okay. I must be the one fucking person, and now hopefully you are on my side, to think, bro, there's fucking 7 billion people on the other side who are saying that we're insecure because we don't want a caveman kind of guy stretching your fucking girl's legs open and throwing her into the air and bouncing her up on his fucking like chest and shit. We're fucking insecure for that, bro. Fine. If that's the definition of insecurity, then I'm so fucking insecure because that is fucking haram. And I'm telling you, that's like an extreme version, but I'm telling you, training with guys is the exact same thing. Male personal trainers, guys telling them what to do with their bodies. Like, use your fucking caveman brain. That's biologically, primally wrong. A man telling your woman what to do with her body, instructing her, giving her commands, do it like this, like that, seeing her sweat. She's seeing him teach and everything. Bro, it's so wrong. And you've got to go and see some examples of how often girls cheat on their men with their personal trainers, jiu-jitsu instructors. Who's that famous guy? Tom. He's a big fucking football player. NFL gets cheated on BJJ instructor. This guy is like super fucking famous. Tom Brady. Look at this guy. Tom Brady. Look at this fucking Giga Chad looking guy. He's tall as fuck. He's athletic. He's handsome. He's like easily millionaire. He's like a superstar celebrity athlete. Gets cheated on by his wife with their personal trainer. Gets cheated on with a guy who's like not even that attractive. Like, this is the guy she cheated with. Why? Because this guy is fucking stretching her legs open, telling her what to do, telling her this and that, this and that. You cannot have a man physically moving your woman's body. You think like Muslims seem to be the only, welcome to the community, John. Muslims seem to be like the only people of the modern day who've got some fucking balls and able to like control their women. Because the Western world, white men, no offense to you, to our friends here, but like the white man is falling off so hard. Honestly, the white man is fucking done because of the fact he has no balls to think that it's not fucking okay. Imagine a Muslim man. He's about like a full-on traditional Muslim. He's about to go to the gym. He wants to get his wife some personal training. And they say, we've only got male personal trainers. He'd be shocked and say, oh, no, that's okay. We'll go to a different gym. He would insist on her having a female personal trainer. Imagine this is like a high testosterone man. He's got like fucking 12 kids, like stereotypical traditional Muslim type of guy, right? That's not insecurity. That's just common fucking sense. Do not, like, it's not about letting your girl do anything, but I was going to say don't let your girl train with a guy. What I'll say is don't date a girl who trains with men. Don't date a girl who goes to like unisex physical classes, like even martial arts classes, like unisex ones. I'm telling you, you might think it's wholesome. Wait, like, a girl goes to like unisex Muay Thai. I'm telling you, just believe me instead of believing women. Imagine you meet a girl who goes like Muay Thai every day. Like you come to Thailand or Bali, and she's like, "Yeah, I go to Muay Thai every day." I'm telling you, ran through. If you ask her like, "Oh, that's crazy," like, "Oh, you're training with men. Do you think that's okay?" She's like, "Yeah, yeah." You're like, you wouldn't be like hooking up with any of them. No, no, I don't go there to hook up. I'm just there to train. Okay, sweet, sweet, sweet. As always, women fucking lie. Go to the gym that she goes to and speak to some of the trainers there. Hey, you fucking some of these girls? Yeah, yeah, like that one there. Oh yeah, yeah. Me and Jack have fucked her. Oh yeah, yeah, that one. 3 of the guys have fucked her. Yeah, that one. 2 of us are trying to fuck right now. And you can imagine that's actually realistic. What I've said, right? Imagine a girl says to you, "No, like you're insecure. I train with like a couple of guys every day, martial arts, gym, whatever, and it's fine. Like no one's trying to fuck me. Like you're insecure. Like I don't go there to have sex. I can have sex anywhere." And then when you go and speak to the guys of the gym, they'll tell you like, "Yeah, yeah, fuck that one. I crack that one. I fuck this one. I fuck this one." Of course, right? So never listen to fucking women when it comes to these things, because otherwise they'll make you go insane. Please just never get into conversations with women about this kind of stuff. Not even to try and convince her that you're right, because she will gaslight the fuck out of you. She will lie. And the thing is, she believes her own lies. But the truth is, a girl who's okay with training with men, I am telling you, not wife quality. You can have fun with those girls by all means. Please don't ever get feelings for those girls. I'm telling you, you will just be so burnt by that. Brian said, "You really think a future professional fighter and millionaire should be spending time with a girl who's nothing but dead weight on your progress?" Not trying to be rude towards her, but sometimes you got to see things as it is. You dropping her is like punching a bag whilst you dating her is like punching a bag whilst holding a 10 kg dumbbells in each hand. Drop the weight and you'll be more fast and effective. Yeah. This is what I said. You've already surpassed her and she is dead weight. Imagine another 2 years from now. The heights you could have reached if only you kept ambitious people around. Day one of moving on could be tomorrow. It could also be 6 months from now. But there will be a day one at some point. Best to make it sooner. Yeah. Everyone's like laughing about like yeah. Every single person here said, yeah, you should break up with her. So, and because we're a community of fucking action takers, Paul comes back and writes this post. "Thank you guys, you just saved my 2025. Remember the post a few days ago where I asked you if I should break up with my girlfriend or stay? The poll was pretty clear, 113 to 0. I broke up with her yesterday. I feel zero regrets and I feel like a free man again." That's such a great sign. Maybe the heartbreak will hit in a few days, but I know I have the right choice to end it. I'm currently going through the Red Pill course, and Hamza was right again. The Red Pill course is like a 7-hour, long, low dopamine course that's inside of this program that we're currently inside. And it's fucking, this one here, there's a ton of courses in here, but this one here is this is like probably one of the best pieces of work I've ever produced. Like this is fucking brutal. The amount of guys who've watched these modules and said, holy shit, I think like I actually understand women now is insane. By the way, if you want to join Library of Adonis, it'll be top link in the description, and it's super affordable to join as well, so you might want to join. Let's read this and then let's end off. I'm currently going through the Red Pill course, and Hamza was right again. As soon as my ex-girlfriend and I got into a committed relationship, she lost respect and treated me like a sweet, cute, blue-pilled boy. She still texted and even met with her male classmates. Thank you for opening my eyes. Without the comment and your honest opinions, I might have procrastinated that decision for months or even years. Thanks, Hamza, for building such a great community. Take care, boys. And I replied to this one and just said, thank you for this update, bro. Glad you're doing great. Yeah, I hope this helps you. Top link if you want to join our community. Goodbye.